So today we're talking about brand new research that reveals that where possible, ideally we want to buy British. So joining us in the studio is farmer and TV presenter Jimmy Doherty. Welcome to the show.
Hello, how are you doing?
Very well indeed. So you've done some research. Tell us about the research. What does it show us?
Yeah, this is really interesting research. Cross and Blackwell have asked people up and down the country, region by region, if you're given the chance, would you buy British produce? And do you think it's important that British companies buy British produce? And overwhelmingly, people are saying, yes, I prefer to buy British. And I think companies should be supporting British suppliers too.
Absolutely. And as a farmer yourself, why do you think it's so important that general public and companies actually do their bit to support farmers?
Do you know what? The farming industry in this country is fantastic. The other half of my job, I go around the world filming farms and food producers. And I can honestly say our food producers and our farmers are some of the best in the world. If there was an Olympics, we would be winning gold all the time. There's so much regulation and so much traceability our farmers go through. It's truly fantastic. But if we don't support this fantastic industry, if we don't buy the wonderful produce, we will lose our suppliers.
Absolutely. And soups, we think of it as a bit of a winter warmer, this kind of comfort food, great for winter. Why do you think it's so popular at this time of year?
Nothing beats when you get home from a hard day's work and you're cold and wet through, and there is a hot bowl of soup with a chunk of bread with butter on it, and it just warms the soul. You can feel it feeding the body. And for me growing up, soup was always that wonderful thing. But it was always quite limited. It's always like either mushroom soup or it's tomato soup. Now today, fantastic different recipes.
And I guess where possible, is it possible to eat healthy and also support these local farmers?
Absolutely. I think what Cross and Blackwell do is not only are they knocking out some amazing soup recipes, but they're really highlighting some of our fantastic produce. And they get behind British farmers, British producers.
And is that part of your rationale for the partnership, that by doing so, that actually does help local farmers?
Yeah, absolutely. The reason I've teamed up with Cross and Blackwell is because, they're taking great regional British produce and turning it into some fantastic, wonderful soups that really highlight the individual ingredients, like the cauliflower and Wensleydale cheese. The regionality of that is fantastic. You've got the butternut squash and sage. The butternut squash grown in Huntingdon, down in Cambridgeshire. A fantastic farmer pushing the boundaries, growing butternut squash. That wasn't a commercial crop 20 years ago. It's absolutely fantastic. And the thing I really love about it, so it's a proper traditional company, British company, 200 years, can celebrate its 200th birthday this year, and still, partnering up with great British farmers, supporting the industry.
Absolutely. And I guess there's a lot of attention on not just eating healthy, but kind of sustainable kind of things. And I guess the fact that this food's kind of locally sourced is good for food miles, it's good for kind of packaging, things like that. Yeah,
it's interesting. Soup, you always think it's very traditional. Tinned food, are very traditional. Actually, it couldn't be more relevant today. The ingredients that are going in are all locally sourced. The main ingredients, the cauliflower, the Wensleydale, it's all British produce. It's in a can that's 100% recyclable. It's the ultimate fast food. We think about all the fast food chains out there. Soup is the mother of all fast food. You can't beat out of a tin, in a pan, hot, 10 minutes, you're ready to go.
So what's your favourite of the range?
Do you know what? I've fallen in love with the butternut squash and sage because I love the idea of butternut squash being produced in the country, but I do love my Stilton. So I think the broccoli and Stilton, fantastic.
And if someone's whetting their appetite right now, they're salivating at the thought of this kind of comfort food, where can they go and find this?
Do you know, the great thing is you can support British farming in a tin of soup as little as £1. So get involved. Get on the website, crossandblackwell.co.uk, or pop down to Asda, Morrison's, pick up a can.